All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start up by saying, all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash. It's all praises to the word calls God, whose true name in the Hebrews is Yahweh, by Hashem, and in the name of Yahushai be the name of the only begotten Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And peace and mercy to the hopeful like preachers, word and truth and sincerity on the brother Tazabah in the Great Millstone, Arizona camp. Lord will with another video to edify. And I wanted to go in on this lesson. In this video, I'm going to play it. Let's get into some scriptures, man.
The Netherlands has officially issued an apology for its role in 250 years of slavery, becoming one of the few countries to formally do so. Slavery must be recognized as a crime against humanity in the clearest terms, according to Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte. The announcement comes ahead of planned visits to the Caribbean and Suriname. Between the 17th and 19th centuries, Dutch traders trafficked more than 600,000 individuals from Africa and Asia. According to a study done by the Dutch Research Council, slavery contributed to 40% of economic growth in the western region of Holland between 1738 and 1780. Many have criticized the move, saying it has a colonial feel to it. The apology comes just a week after a study revealed that employees of the Dutch Foreign Ministry had been subjected to racist remarks, and some of them had even been denied promotions because of their race or ethnicity. Internal emails within the same agency referred to African nations as, quote, monkey countries. The Dutch government also promised to invest 27 million euros on a slavery museum and allocating 200 million euros to awareness initiatives.
You see, and you devils, man. You devils, bro, are going to pay. It doesn't matter what amount of sorries you want to put out there. What amount of slavery museums. It makes no sense. These devils think an appropriate amendment of a wrong is to make a museum devoted to how they had your ass lock, stock, and barrel, in chains, beating your families, separating your families, murdering your mothers, murdering your grandmothers, your sons, your daughters. And they think making a museum is an appropriate approach to that. I'm going to tell you like this. The Lord is going to repay in fury and rebuke. Right? Lord is going to make us the head and make you heathen the tail. And you Edomites, which a lot of the Dutch are. Right? You Edomites, the so-called Caucasian man of today, will go into captivity for the captivity put on Israel. Right? There's no amount of money you can pay back, because even if you did, you have to give up everything. And the scriptures tell you, it says, as the substance is in the book of Job, so shall the restitution be. So we don't even need you to sit here and agree to give us anything back. Because when the Lord comes, right, he's coming to put out judgment, and the Lord is going to make sure that you give us everything, right? And we're coming to that time now, man. So let's get into these scriptures, man. This is Revelation 13 and 10. I'll start at 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So these devils have led into captivity, right? 250 years, they said. Right? And you basically really make that 250 years plus. Right? Because they were getting slave ships coming to the Americas well after the abolishment of slavery in America. Right? They weren't supposed to be taking no new slaves into the Americas, man. But they were still doing it. Don't you think the Dutch had a part to do that? One of the biggest things that the Dutch had was they were big on ship making. So who do you think helped, manufacture those ships for that slave trade? Don't you think when they sat there and they came in and said, hey, I want a ship for this reason, this is what we're going to be doing. Then don't you think they say, oh yeah, I got a perfect design for that. You know, we've used this a lot of times. You'll be able to fit this many bodies on it. These devils got to pay. You Edomites got to pay for all of that, man. Right? You got to pay for what you did to Judah, the so-called Negroes. Right? The Haitians. Right? The so-called West Indians. You got to pay for what you did to the Northern Kingdom, the so-called Latinos. You got to pay. All right? The Lord's going to get it back in blood, man. So if you let into captivity, you're going to go into captivity. If you kill with the sword, which these devils were killing with the sword like no other, you must be killed with the sword. There's no amount of apologies you can say to actually clear yourself of the judgment that has to come on the back of this, man. It's Isaiah 14:2. No, I'm going to get Amos first. Amos 1:9. It says, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, for 11, I'll go to 11. Get right to the point. It says, thus say Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom and for 4. Right? So even if you only messed up for 3 or 4 times, man. Right? It says, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. Because he did pursue his brother with the sword and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. And these devils, the way y'all did slavery. See, slavery is going to be a normal thing in the kingdom of heaven, man. The difference is the slavery that Israel would do and the slavery that you devils do is 2 different things, man. Right? We had laws and codes of conduct on how to treat your slaves. Esau made it so that you would they looked at anybody that they put in captivity as nothing more than a fucking animal. Right? So you got old, they did whatever they wanted with you. Right? They split up your family whenever they want, just like you do with little puppies. Right? When dogs have puppies. Right? What do? At a certain point, you split up the family. This one goes here, this one goes there. That's how they treated Jake. Splitting up whole families. They fed us the refuse, the abominable. They used Judah. They used little black babies as so-called black babies as fucking gator bait. Right? A lot of those circus games that they have go back to Esau, right? Where you would have to try to knock down the bottles with a baseball. That game started off with them. It was hit the nigger baby. That's what it was called. Where they would have a baseball, take the baby away from the mother and sit them on the platform while you devils sit here and throw fucking baseballs 100 miles per hour at a fucking child. All these slavery movies that come out, and you devils think that apology is enough. A museum, you got some fucking nerve, man. And this proves that you got to be the devil because you act just like Esau, right? You act just like Cain. Am I my brother's keeper, right? You sit there and ask whether or not you did something wrong when you know you did. When it came time to bring a sacrifice, you brought the fruits of the field, while your brother brought a sacrifice of blood like it was supposed to be done. The Lord is going to fuck you devils up, man. And he's going to use his people to do it as well. Our children will grow up in the kingdom as tyrants to you fucking devils. And the water Yahweh should be on shot for that. It says, verse 12, it says, but I will send fire upon Teman, which shall devour the places of Basra, say Yahweh. Right? Let me get this. Just keep going in these precepts, man. It's Isaiah 47. Isaiah 14, Salakia. And 2, it says, start at 1, it says, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Did it sound like the mercy was extended to anybody else? He said he would have mercy on Jacob and choose Israel. He didn't say he was going to have mercy on Moab, Esau, Ishmael, right? And set them in their own land, and strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, right? And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in a land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. So in the kingdom of the Most High, we're going to possess the heathen, right? We're going to possess the heathen, right? For servants and handmaids. That means you to help. You do what we say. That don't sound like a equal opportunity type thing, man. It says, and they shall take them captives, who captives they wore. The Dutch is one of those. It says, and they shall rule over their oppressors. That sounds like slavery. So the ties are going to change. What you did to us, Lord going to do to you. Go back to, I think it's Exodus, the 30th chapter. It tells you, I think it's 30 and 7, man. Let me get it, man. Might be Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. Deuteronomy 37. And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Now, does 250 years of slave trading sound like persecution? And not only slave trading, but 40% of your economy. So when are we going to get that money back? When are we going to get all the wealth that you raped, robbed, and pillaged, that you used our services without labors? The scriptures talk about that. You used all our service without any type of wage. You devils are going to pay, man. You devils are going to pay. And now, even now, you still talk shit. Demean us. Try to act like we're not the ones that make your society hot. The Lord said he's going to put all the curses that were on us, on our enemies. And slavery is part of the curses. So you devils got something special coming. You're going to get a royal Israelite foot up your ass. Right? Isaiah 47. Oh, and the women of our nation, right? Starting with those elect women that get in the kingdom first. Hey, they're gonna be tyrants to you. They're gonna be putting their foot up y'all asses too. Right? I'll start at 5. Isaiah 47 and 5. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. It's talking about Esau, America the Great, right? It says, for I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thy hand. Right? So the Lord sold us into the hand of our enemies. This is why you devils have rulership over us. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancients hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Right? Look at any slavery movie. See how Esau did us. And they don't even try to sit here and show what was done unto the so-called Latinos, but they were getting fucked up. Right? You had what is his name? You had Christopher Columbus sat there and said it was written that he couldn't let his sword go when he got over here, man. He was killing Jake. He was killing the so-called Latinos, man. The so-called Native Americans. Esau was a fucking murderer, bro. He had no mercy on us. It says, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of them. And now these devils just want to put out an apology. No. The Lord's going to fuck all you up. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasure, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. It says, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. And hey, Esau, you heathen, do all these things, and this is your real mindset. So much so that you think apology is going to make up for the amount of lives you took. No. You got to pay with blood. The Lord's going to make sure you pay with blood. But these two things shall come upon thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, for the great abundance of thy enchantments. Right? For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me, thy wisdom and knowledge, and thy knowledge it hath perverted thee, and thou saidst in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. It says, therefore evil shall come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Right? The Lord is gonna fuck you Edomites up, man. Y'all got something coming, man. This is Ecclesiastes 3:15. Slavery is gonna be, hey, you're gonna pay back slavery. The only way to make it right is that you go into slavery. That's perfect balance. What you did, we gonna do to you, but in righteousness, right? But we're not gonna be doing no buck breaking. We're not gonna be doing any of the straight weird ass cannibalistic BS that you was doing. No, we'll feed you to the Lord's creatures, right? Me personally, I want to have a whole little platoon of snapping turtles that just go into your barracks as you sleep and let them get down. Right? Right? Hey, man, we going to be, right? If we were to rap in the kingdom, we'd be praising the Lord and rapping over fucking hooks of Edomite screams. That's it. Because the terror that you put on us, we're going to put on you. And you devils made songs about the terror you put on us. Songs. Don't you think it's only fair that we make our own songs? This is Ecclesiastes 3:15. It says, that which hath been is that which is now, and that which is to be had already been. The Most High requireth that which is past. So 250 years of slavery.
The Netherlands has officially issued an apology for its role in 250 years of slavery.
250 years of slavery. Doesn't that sound like something that is past that the Lord's going to require? Right? Ezekiel 36. Ezekiel 36, and I'll start at 4. It says, therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahweh power. Thus said Yahweh power to the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and a derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about thee. If you were able to sit here, and you're in the Netherlands, and you go all the way to the western coast of Africa, and wherever else Jake was scattered, and you jump your ass across continents, you trek through snow and heat that you're not used to, and put a whole nation of people in slavery of one family. You wasn't even just looking for anybody to be a slave. You look for the Lord's people. Don't that sound like you sat there and just as the scriptures say, which became a prey and a derision to the residue of the heathen? Doesn't sound like y'all were preying on us? Verse 5, it says, therefore thus saith Yahweh power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, right? Which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, and with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. So the Lord spoke against you in his jealousy and his wrath. He saw what you did to us. Right? Verse 6, it says, prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys. Man, this is going to all the nations that are round about us. Thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because ye have borne the shame of the heathen, right? Being put in captivity, slavery. And no matter where Jake is, man, we getting called all type of bullshit by these devils, man. They even covered it in this little snippet. They were still calling. They
The Netherlands.
Jake, what was it? Let me go to it. They said what? So-called black countries or monkey countries. In corporate emails. Right? So we bore the shame. We have borne the shame of the heathen. Therefore, thus say Yahweh, I have lifted up my hand. Surely the heathen that are round about you shall bear their shame. Right? So it's starting now where you got to admit that y'all were fucking devils. But pretty soon, you're going to be right under our feet. Right? Right under our feet where you fucking belong, man. It's Ezekiel 35. And I'll go right to it. Verse 10. It says, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas Yahweh was there, right? Put the so-called Negroes into slavery, which are the so-called blacks, so-called West Indians, so-called Haitians, which are the of the 12 tribes of Israel, right? The Latinos, man, everywhere Jake was, these devils came and raped, robbed, pillaged, took what was ours, right? Took the land. It says, therefore, as I live, say Yahweh, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thy envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. See, the Lord's listening. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Right? Thus say Yahweh power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. So when you devils, right? When the whole earth is rejoiced, when all the heathen actually are giving back their lands to go live and do their thing, hey, the Lord's going to make sure that you devils are still put under. The scriptures even tell you that the Lord was going to give the portions of Edom unto Judah. Right? You got to go through the scriptures and get those. I'm not going to grab it. So you have nowhere to return. So the Lord's just going to get your eyes out of here, man. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. See, you're going to get put out of this earth. You're going to be completely destroyed, desolate. You're never going to be again. But before all that, you're going to go into slavery. You're going to go into slavery under the Israelites. We're going to put you through hell, right? In whatever way seems right, according to the judgment that the Lord puts out, you're going to be, put through the ringer, man. You're going to be put through the ringer, man. So Lord willing is edifying. I'm going to say, call Allah, Yahweh, Shemar, Shabbat, Shemar, Karkadash. Shalom.